an alert at checkpoint 19. Traffickers are smuggling thousands of Syrian refugees through Turkey into Bulgaria. In charge at checkpoint 19, Ivan Ivanov tries to stop them. Ivan's been guarding the Bulgarian side of the border for 13 years. Now he's got a lot of new colleagues. The Bulgarian government has massively increased the number of border policemen. On this stretch of the border, since November, 600 migrants have been stopped before entering EU territory. Once they're in Bulgaria, they can ask for asylum.
I've stopped Syrian families trying to cross the border illegally and at the moment asking for refugee status. They had babies in their arms. I was shocked. This is irresponsible. Imagine crossing the forest wilderness with small children.
Following the example set by Greece, Bulgaria plans to build a barbed wire border fence crossing parts of the wild forest towards Turkey. Around 10,000 displaced people made their way into Bulgaria last year, among them many Kurds from northern Syria. Almost 1,700 refugees are in the Harmonley camp waiting to be fingerprinted. To help cope with the situation, the EU has given Bulgaria €6 million. Just a few days ago, army tents without heating were replaced by a container village.
I want to join my two brothers in Germany. When I crossed the border forest with my 6 children, it was terrible. We all felt depressed and we got sick.
Some families are from the northern Syrian town Ras Al Ain. The violence made life impossible for civilians, this Kurdish Syrian farmer tells us.
Our house was destroyed. We are Kurdish Yazidi. That's our religion. An Islamic terrorist group threatened to kill us all. They destroyed a lot of Yazidi villages. I have many children. They're hungry. There wasn't enough to eat and no place to sleep. So we escaped.
Fatima and Yusuf lived in Damascus. They feared chemical warfare after seeing ambulances and armed men wearing gas masks in their neighbourhood. Traffickers were paid €250 for each member of the family.
We thought if we were killed, what would happen to our children? So we decided to leave our house in Damascus.
We want to go to any European country where life is generous and no one is killing each other, and where our children can go to school, learn the language and make a future for themselves.
We crossed the forest border by carrying our children. My brother helped us to carry them until we arrived in Bulgaria and the police picked us up.
Mohammed helps to hand out the daily meal. He studied petrochemical engineering in Homs. Armed fighters pulled him and other Kurds off a bus. Mohammed remembers the terrifying orders given by the kidnappers.
17 student Kurdish stay here, and each one of them say, I will take two heads for me, and another say that head for me, I will cut his neck. They have sharp swords.
Getting permission to film this border control centre in Stalingrad wasn't easy. The Bulgarian thermo cameras see into Turkey, and the European Border Protection Agency Frontex is also out there. Police Inspector Dinko Ivanov takes us directly to the border.
The refugees do have a legal way. Instead of entering illegally here, they can present themselves with the documents at the official border crossing point, Kapitan Andreyevo. There they can ask for asylum or for any other humanitarian protection status. And in cases where they are really in danger in their home country, protection will be granted.
From the border, we drive to the Bulgarian capital, Sofia. The far-right Attacker Party has 23 members in parliament. The socialist-led coalition government relies on the support of Attacker, a party that's been stirring up xenophobic sentiment.
We have never taken on ourselves the obligations to feed and to raise jihadis, fundamentalists, Islamic or Islamist, as they prefer to say, terrorists in Bulgaria, disguised as refugees.
This abandoned school in the district of Sofia called Vuena Rampan has been transformed into an emergency centre. According to the Bulgarian Red Cross, xenophobia is increasing.
Bulgarians are afraid to accept somebody new. This is xenophobia. When those people are going out to buy some food or to walk down the streets, they're beaten.
When the centre opened in September, the heating didn't work. The temperature is stable now, but there are numerous power cuts. The centre's overcrowded. More than 300 out of the 842 refugees are children. Sanitation is a problem.
This toilet for 100 people. 100 people, just this toilet, one toilet for all people. And without water. There is no water at all.
There are just 12 toilets in the whole building. Half of them are also used as bathrooms and to clean dishes and wash clothes. Every activity where water is needed has to be carried out there, in those 12 toilets. The financial allowance barely covers expenses for basic needs. But exile was the only way to save their lives, Nagam tells us. Her husband was kidnapped twice by al-Nusra fighters. Nagam feared for her daughters too.
They kidnapped girls without covering, because my mother is Christian, my daughter take the cross, and we cannot live with strong Islamic group.
The director of the emergency centre shows us the overcrowded gymnasium where refugees have built sheds for sleeping in.
Here the men are living in this shed. The women with their children stay over there. Over there you see the bed frames they're used to dry their clothes on. These sheds were built by using canvas, blankets and ropes.
Most Syrians, like this group who come from Aleppo, don't want to stay in Bulgaria. The overwhelming majority of them dream about going to Germany. Omar says the living conditions in the Bulgarian emergency centres are grim.
We are in this small shed we made ourselves. We sleep and live here, 9 people all together. We don't have any rights. We get just 1 piece of bread per week and some small donations from charity. I escaped from the war and thought that I would come to Europe, a developed region. It would have been better to go to Somalia.
Omar wants to find his 12-year-old son. He doesn't know where he is. Last year, when refugee numbers suddenly went up, the government was unable to cope. The EU, UN and NGOs stepped in. Among them, Médecins Sans Frontières, dealing with primary health care. The situation is urgent.
MSF comes here because we respond to an urgent situation, for sure, and I think that our presence has some meaning on its own.
In Germany, to keep warm, refugees have set up a football tournament. Responding to international outcry about bad conditions, authorities finally speed up renovations of the run-down military barracks. Ammar made a living as a wedding musician. He sold everything to pay the traffickers.
The smugglers wanted 8,000 euros to take me from Turkey to Germany, but because I was arrested here in Bulgaria, I refused to pay. We argued. In the end, I gave them 4,000, but I still want to go to Germany.
The Syrian refugees have organised English lessons, but the Bulgarian humanitarian status is a permit to remain in Bulgaria. They can't move to Germany, so Bulgarian language courses are needed.